This video is on midsegments of a triangle. A midsegment connects the midpoints of two sides of a triangle. So in this picture right here, I have segment DE. E would be the midpoint of A and C, which would make these two congruent. Those two segments would be congruent. And D would be the midpoint of AB, which would make these two congruent. So a midsegment cuts two sides of a triangle in half. We also know that a midsegment is parallel to the third side, which means if this is our midsegment DE, the side directly across from it has to be parallel with it. We also know that the midsegment is half the length of the third side. So whatever the length of this is, it has to be half of this. So for example, if our third side was 10 centimeters, so we'll write that on here, 10 centimeters. This right here would have to be 5 centimeters. Another way to say that is the third segment is 2 times the midsegment. So if my midsegment is 5, 2 times 5 is 10. You'll get some examples where you have to do algebra too. Segment BE would be considered my midsegment. B is in the middle of this side, and E is in the middle of this side. There's actually two different ways that I can set this up. The rules were, I can double the midsegment, which is 4x plus 1. So I can take 2 times 4x plus 1, and I can set that equal to the third side, which is 10x minus 4. So here would be my first way. So this one is doubling the midsegment and setting it equal to the third side. Or my second way, I can take half of the third side. So I can take 10x minus 4 divided by 2 and set that equal to the midsegment. So this one is doubling the midsegment and setting it equal to the third side, or this one is taking half of the third side and setting it equal to the midsegment. If you solve for both of these, you still get the same answer. So go ahead and try to solve for those now. So hopefully in your calculations you found the same answer as me. 4 times 2 equals 8x. 2 times 1 is 2. And we had that set equal to 10x minus 4. So you subtract the 2 from both sides. And we get 8x equals 10x minus 6. Then subtract the 10x from both sides. You get negative 2x equals negative 6. Divide both sides by negative 2, and you should get x equals 3. Then, of course, you're going to get more difficult problems where you have triangles inside of triangles. So you need to keep in mind that sometimes there may be more than one midsegment in the picture, and that is the case here. Here we are talking about HJ. So here's H and here's J. Notice H is in the middle of EF, segment EF there, and J is in the middle of segment FG. So if segment HJ has to be a midsegment, which means it has to be parallel to the side across from it, which is this one, which is segment EG. So segment EG, HK is also a midsegment. H is in the middle of EF, and K is in the middle of EG. So this midsegment its third side is over here, which is segment FG. Then you've got KJ. So here's another midsegment. J is in the middle of FG, and K is in the middle of EG. Its third side is across from it, which is EF. Right here. So it's 3 midsegments in one picture. HJ has to equal what? So again, here's HJ. We already called that a midsegment. So you've got to look at it and its third side. Its side across from it is 100. So half of that is 50. So this would be 50. FG is the long side now. If you look at its midsegment, it's 40. So if I double 40, that gives me 80. So we could write 80 there. And KJ is here. That's a midsegment. So if I look at its third side, which is 60, so I can take half of that, and that would be 30. Go ahead and fill these in now. Check your answers. This is what you should have listed for each one. Just another example of triangles inside of triangles. It says EC from here to here, and that's a midsegment. So you need to look at its third side. Third side is over here, and that is equal to 68. So to solve for x, I can double my midsegment and set it equal to the third side. So go ahead and do that here and see what you get for x. So I can double x plus 3 and set that equal to 68, which gives you the 2x plus 6 equals 68. Subtract 6 from both sides, so you get 2x equals 62, and then divide your 2 off to get x equals 31. We can answer some other questions here as well. For number 2, segment EB is equal to what? So again, it's looking at your picture and looking at things that are marked congruent. AB, you can see up here, AB is marked equal to 36. And AE, segment AE, has to be congruent to segment EB. So I can take half of 36, which gives me 18. Segment FB. Here's segment FB, and that's the whole length. And this much that has 3 marks is 21, which makes this one have to be 21 as well. So if this one's 21, this one has to be 21 as well because they're congruent, which makes the whole line equal to 42. So segment FB would be equal to 42. And then the perimeter for triangle ABF. Perimeter means to add up all the way around the triangle. So if I add up from A to B, that's 36, plus B to F. From B to F would be 21 plus 21, which makes 42, plus 68. Add all these up, and I should get 146 would be your answer for the perimeter. So down here, I just wrote down how we solved for that again. So we had 36 plus 21 plus 21, which came from here, plus your 68, and all together for our perimeter, that equals 146.